find yourself working so much in your business that you just don't have the time or the availability to work on your business? Have you had a wish list of to-dos that you're wanting to get done in your business and you just can't find the time, so they keep getting pushed to the back burner and your attention is all over the place? I'm going to share with you today a very special opportunity for you and me to work together to join and learning how to manage your time to get all the things done to create more time to work on your business and not just in it. So this weekend, I attended an event called the Lash Affair, put on the Lash Affair by Janelle Paris. And I did a combination of working the Mother Fluffin' Lash Bar, which is was their version of kind of like the Apple Genius Bar, where attendees got to schedule like a 15 to 30-minute chat with a couple of subject matter experts, myself included. And then I did a 45-minute presentation on using Instagram to get your followers to go from followers to clients to fans of yours. And I think there were probably 100, 150, maybe 175 attendees there. Man alive, was this crowd awesome. If you attended that event, thank you so much for attending, because you guys just knocked it out of the park with your attitude, your excitement. It kind of felt like once the event was over and we were having happy hour with all the attendees, I felt kind of like the Bachelorette, kind of had my own little Bachelorette moment, because, I'd be having a one-on-one with someone and then somebody would kind of tap me on the shoulder and be like, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but when you're done here, can we talk to you? So it was very intense for me to continue to be pulled in a bunch of different directions, but the amount of conversations I got to have, even just the short 5-minute ones where we got into their mindset, changed it real quick, and then we moved on, was incredible for me. And I come alive at these events. My soul is so fulfilled. I'm an introvert by nature, so I decompress when I'm alone, but I'm an outgoing introvert in that I loved getting to know a lot of these attendees and members, and sharing the information and knowledge that I've gained over the years to really impact them in their own businesses. So with that being said, I did kind of notice a common theme in the attendees there, that the questions they asked, and I get asked a lot of the same questions. You guys don't have, your problems aren't necessarily unique to you, although they may feel that way, but there are a lot of other women and a lot of other lash artists that struggle with the same things you do. But what I was realizing was there was a common theme on almost every conversation I had. And that theme was somebody would come to me with a litany of things that they wanted to do and accomplish, and their dreams and their goals. And then they would ask me over and over and over, what do I need to do to get, and then XYZ, fill in the blank. Some of it was starting a product line. Some of it was becoming an educator. Some of it was finding more time to travel, or more time to work out, or more time to spend with their kids, or more time to market themselves. In fact, a lot of the women I talked to actually had 3 to 4 kids. It was the weirdest thing that the people that kept talking to me had multiple children. And God bless you all. I shout out to you mamas, because having 2 kids and a business, I'm like, I am like failing 50% of my children at any given moment, it feels like. But bravo for you for having big dreams and for being a mom. But by far the number one conversation and coaching I was doing with attendees at this event was how to get more of their time back so that they can be doing all the things they want to do. As entrepreneurs, we've got ideas for days, right? Like, I want to do this, I want to do this. And we've talked about shiny object syndrome and how that can actually be detrimental to your business in previous podcasts. But I was coaching a lot of them on prioritizing their time above anything else, because you can't get more time. You've heard me say that before. Time is a finite resource. It's the only thing that we don't get more of in life. And you need to be protecting your time and be ferocious with your time. And so many lash artists were trying to add more things onto their plate, thinking that was going to move their businesses forward or get them working towards their dream, when in reality it was actually getting them further away from the life that they wanted and the lifestyle and the purpose that they feel called to do. So I was inspired to create a 5-day challenge about getting more of your time back. And that's what I'm going to talk about at the end of today, that it's a free challenge, totally free. I just want to be able to educate you on how you can get more time back and having an awareness of where your time is spent. And so that is a challenge that we're going to start. If you're watching this when this podcast or this episode is released, we're going to start it Monday, May 13th. But if you're watching the replay or you're watching it at a later time, you absolutely can sign up right now and join in on the challenge. It's just I'm going to be going live with this on social media, and I'm going to be going through it live during the week of May 13th through 17th. But this is a 5-day challenge for you to really feel empowered and in control of where your time is best spent. So I want to give a couple of talking points about the perception of time and people's relationship with time, and then I'll explain to you the challenge and how you can join me in it. It's completely free. You know, there's nothing to do other than sign up, and we send you emails and walk you through the challenge day by day. So it starts with busting some time myths or perceptions that most of society is very married to and wholeheartedly believes that this is exactly how time is. And one of those, I think, not so beneficial relationships with time is that if you just did more, or if you just had more time, then you would be successful. That time is the reason why you're not able to do X, Y, and Z. If you'll hear it from, if I just had more time, if I just worked harder, if I just took on more things or filled up my plate more, if I hustled harder, if I took more trainings, if I spent more time on social media, if I was available to clients, if I could just answer their texts quicker or sooner, if I slept less, if I stopped eating, if I took more clients at the end of my day or at the beginning of my day, then I would be successful. That's what's getting in my way. If I just did more. And it may be something that you're not fully conscious that that's your perception of time or your abilities. If you just did more, then you'd have more time. Like if I just got to this level of my business, then I'd have more time. If I just brought on a staff, then I'd have more time. If I just, if I just take 12 clients in a day during the week, then maybe I don't have to work every day on the weekend. All of these, I'd have more time when I did something more. And I want to call BS on this, and I want to blame our parents for this mindset. Sorry, mom and dad. But all of our parents, for the most part, they were raised by parents who lived in the time of depression, especially here in the US, in a time where scarcity and lack was just a part of everyday life. And your hard work equated to a dollar amount. And those mindset shifts, those mindset perspectives of if I just worked harder, then I'd make more or I'd have more time, that is absolutely true if you were an employee, for the most part, unless you're a salaried employee. But when you're an hourly employee, yes, if you work more, you make more, especially when you get into overtime and double overtime. But you guys, surprise, surprise, are not employees. There's nobody telling you, stop work, I'm not going to pay you anymore, go home. You will continue to work because you think the more that I do, the more I will make. And that is a dangerous mindset to come from because you can't, I'm sure a lot of you are working as much as you possibly can, whether it's actually taking clients or whether it is working on your website or working on your marketing or trying to figure out the ins and outs of running a business. If you worked longer or harder, or if that equated to more money and success, wouldn't you already be successful? And wouldn't there be more successful business owners, entrepreneurs out there? And wouldn't our statistics not be that most businesses fail within the first 2 years? If all success and more money meant was that you just had to do more and work more, because we can control that, right? Like, if the formula is, if I worked for the first 2 years, 12 hours, 14 hours a day for 2 years, and then I'm good to go, well, you'd see tons of people doing that. There'd be way more entrepreneurs in the world than employees because it is a X equals Y equation. If I work more, I make more. But that's not how it works. And you are probably living proof of that because you've probably been hustling as much as you possibly can. So no, I don't buy into if you work harder, you make more. That is not something I buy to. In fact, I teach on the opposite, and that's that whole working smarter, not harder. And test it out for yourself. Experiment with it. Just see, if you work harder, if you work longer, does that equal more success and more money in your business? I give you full permission to test that theory out for yourself. I mean, how many people, you can look at the people around you, you can look at the people in our industry who are hustling and who are posting consistently and who are showing up for their business the best way they know how, and yet they're still not living the lifestyle or making the income that they thought. If you look at any lash artist who's taking more than 6 clients in a day, and some of y'all are like, yeah, that's me, but I'm fine. You are risking burnout, you're risking injury. Our job is very physically demanding. And if you're working more than that, then you need to get more time back. You need it. You absolutely need to do something like raise your prices so that you get more time back and stop taking clients at the end of your day, after hours, before the day even starts, earlier, later, longer, weekends, nights, holidays, all that. Your time is valuable and your time has a cost to it. And so if you want more of your time, then you need to be intentional about where you spend your time. The second kind of myth that I'm going to break down for you is that what I hear a lot from people who want to join our society program or who have joined it and then left is that, gosh, I want this dream so bad. I just don't have the time to get into the modules right now. And it's interesting to me because I see this a lot that, you know, when we go through promoting the Lashpreneur Society, we're doing a very good job of marketing. Our marketing message really connects with our audience, and we harp on the pain points that we know you have and that we can solve. And so people buy into it and they're really excited and they're really eager. And then life kicks in. They've signed up for this program that they've never even logged into or taken the time to go through the trainings. Yet they want the result that we talk about. We can get you. We have testimonials and students who will tell you left and right that our program works. But for some reason, they don't have the time for getting into it and learning what they need to learn and growing the way they need to grow. For me, this whole I don't have the time is an excuse. Like, let's call a spade. You're choosing not to create the time to grow your business or whatever it is that you invested in or you wanted to do, but you just don't have the time for it. You do have the time. You have the same amount of time as I do, as Beyonce does, as Richard Branson does, as whoever you look up to that you think is successful. We all have the same amount of hours in a day. And sometimes that doesn't mean that we're working longer than everybody else or working harder than everybody else. We are just choosing where to put our time, where it's most important and most valuable for us. So by waiting for the time to find you, you will never find the time. You must create the time to work on and pursue your dreams. They're not just going to somehow magically, luckily appear. You can have luck in business for a hot minute, but if you want a long, sustainable business, you have to be intentional about growing and evolving and becoming a smarter, savvier business owner. And that doesn't just happen by accident. But those that are successful and with long-term success, it's by intention and by design. And this is the biggest mistake that I see from lash artists when it comes to this relationship of, I want more time, I have big dreams. They say, I'm so busy with clients that I need to hire on someone to take some clients off my plate so I can work less. That is the biggest mistake and load of crap that I've ever heard, because in reality, you are actually taking more time away from you because now you have extra non-revenue generating activities like managing a team, hiring, firing, and marketing for people who you're paying, whether they have clients or not, who you need to mentor and train and educate to your lash methodology. That if you don't have the current time to do that now because you have so many clients and you're working so much and you're burned out and you're stressed, how are you ever going to set someone up for success to come into your business and seamlessly transition your clients over to you? If you have a team built out and your clients don't want to go to your team members, it's because you have not trained them properly and given them enough time of your time to focus on becoming very seamlessly like you. Ooh, some of you that hit home right there. Adding on a team does not give you back more time. Not in the near future at all. You may get some clients off of your plate, but then you have to deal with client management and booking clients for somebody else. So your time is just being replaced with something else. because a team is not going to run itself right off the bat. That takes years and years, and bring on other managers to help manage the team. But when it's just you, and you still have to take clients because you still have to support the business, because these lash artists that you've hired on are not going to be able to support the business right off the back, well, you've just added on a lot of extra junk to your plate that you likely don't have the capacity for. You need to create more time for yourself. And the first thing I recommend for anybody who's like, I'm so busy with clients, I need to hire someone, is raise your prices by a lot. Raise every single price point you have, $15, $20, $25, so that you're intentional about some clients dropping off. And I promise you that will be less than you think it's going to be. And give me an amen if that has been you, that you raised your prices and you didn't lose any clients, because that was me. So that you get rid of the clients who struggle to afford you, you get your time back, and you're either making the same amount of money for less hours, or you're making more money at the same clientele. And then I have other strategies of how we optionally raise prices that I dive into in the society, but that's a conversation for another day. But you need more time back. If it's your purpose in calling to bring on a team, I am all for it. But you need more time and capacity to be able to hire, mentor, train, market, and manage those people, those new lash artists coming in, before ever bringing on the first person. You have to create the time first before you bring somebody on that you are then going to mold into becoming the mini version of you. You don't need a staff. You need to raise your prices first and foremost. So don't go creating more problems and fires for you to fight in your business that are going to eat up more of your time. Create the time first. And that's what this challenge is going to start and help you to do. And the last myth that I'm going to bust for you today is that you are not a victim when it comes to your time. You are absolutely 1000% in control of your time. No, I'm not. I have kids. We'll get to that in a second. You get to decide where your time is focused. Where, when, and how you spend your time is completely up to you. But Tara, I have kids. I know. I do too. And I choose to put them both in school, daycare. My mom watches my daughter a few days a week so that during the week I can focus on work. But I'm not willing to put my kids in daycare. Great, you are making that choice. So your time is spent with your kids and not on your business. But you are deciding that. You're not a victim to, I have kids, I don't have enough time. You do have enough time. You are just choosing to focus on this one aspect of your life. And that's not wrong. But we're not going to play this victim of, I'm not reaching my dreams because I don't have enough time because my kids need me. Of course your kids need you. That's what you signed up for as a parent. You can choose to put them into a school or something and afford it however you can afford it, or you can choose to acknowledge that this time in your life, this season in your life, you're going to focus on paying or spending more time with your children. And then when they don't need you as much, that's when you'll shift your focus over to being able to grow your business. But we're not going to keep playing victim to, I don't have control over my time. But Tara, my clients can't come in during the day and can only come in nights and weekends. So I have to be available those hours. Yeah, because you attracted a clientele who works during the week, during the day. And so yes, their only availability is nights and weekends. If you want nights and weekends off, you know what you do? You attract a clientele that can come during the day. There are plenty of clients out there who prefer daytime appointments, myself included. My nights and my weekends are reserved for my family. I will come during the day. I have flexibility with my schedule. I have control over my time that I would prefer to come in during the day. So you created that reality for you when you didn't market to people who are available during the day. You also created that reality by accepting clients to come in on nights and weekends. So with that empowerment that you're not a victim to whenever your clients are available, you can start to make small changes or big changes and adjust your schedule so that you are free the times that you want to be free and you're working the times that you prefer to work. But Tara, social media is such an epic waste of time and I never get clients off of it. Therefore, I just don't have time for social media. Yeah, social media can be the biggest, most epic waste of your time. Amen to that. I 100% agree with that statement. But it can also be the easiest, cheapest, and most the fastest way for you to convert clients, because you get in front of so many people that you would have never met in any other capacity by using social media with intention and with strategy and with purpose. And another thing I talked and I coached on this weekend was getting off of social media, unfollowing people who don't inspire you. What if social media didn't feel heavy, but it felt exciting every time you logged in? Either because you had new leads into your business, you had new customers asking you questions about your lashes and your availability and asking you about your knowledge and information. Or what if you went on there and your feed was filled with people that inspired you, that you were motivated by, that you felt excited and alive by what you saw on your feed, rather than the insecurity because you feel like you are obligated to follow your competition, or that they might know that you unfollowed them. If somebody is telling you or calling you out for unfollowing them, doesn't that say a little bit more about them and how much time they have on their hands that they can track when people follow and unfollow than it does about you, who's like, I'm being intentional about who I follow? The majority of you follow me. I don't follow you. You know why? Because I can't constantly be looking and have my feed filled up with lash artists posting a lot of the same things. It's that close zoomed in eye shot. I want to go in there to be inspired by what inspires me, by my coaches, by my mentors, by people who are doing innovative things in the industry. I want to go in there and I want to be inspired to be a better mom and a better wife and a better business owner. I don't necessarily need to see 70 of the same type of lash photo. That doesn't inspire me. No offense, it might you. And I'm all for you getting inspiration from your mentors. But let's have social media be a fun and exciting place for you, and a place that you go in, you get inspiration, or you do your business and you get off and you focus on people in the three-dimensional world around you. Social media can absolutely be a worthwhile investment of your time as long as you're using it correctly and with intention. So your time, again, is the most valuable asset we have. You don't get any more time in this life. So own the fact that you are in control of your time, and you are in control of where your energy is focused and best spent. And to help you see just how much time you are in control of and just how to work smarter and not harder, I am giving you the gift of time back with this 5-day challenge that we've created. So I want you to join me. Again, it's absolutely free. We're not charging for this in any capacity. I really want to start to give you some of your time back so that you can work on your business, or maybe you even relax. What a concept. Or maybe you take up a hobby, or you invest in a little self-care, or you actually have time to work on your business and grow it and to where you want to be. And you'll learn so much through this challenge with like healthy time management habits. These are the things that I've started to implement in my daily life, and it's called the Ditch Your Phone Challenge. And I know some of you just checked out. You're like, I'm not ditching my phone, Tara, sorry. Let me clarify. We're not ditching the phone. We're creating healthy boundaries around your phone and your time management. Because when we are accessible 24/7 through this digital leash we have, there is a consequence that comes from that. And that is that we are at the beck and call of somebody else's agenda by popping up when they comment, by popping up when a text message happens, that you are then being sucked in and distracted away from what's actually a better use of your time. So again, I introduce you to the Ditch Your Phone Challenge. It's 5 days. We will send you an email every single day with your task or your challenge for that day. And I can almost guarantee, and I promise you that by the end of the 5 days, we will have found at a minimum an extra hour a week in your week to do with whatever you choose. Again, self-care, working on your business, relaxing, taking a bubble bath, spending time with the kids, whatever you choose to do. But I can guarantee that we're probably going to find at least an extra hour. Some of you, we may find an extra 4 or 5, even 10 hours. And can you imagine what it would look like if you had an extra 5 to 10 hours a week to be intentional about where you spent your time? So please sign up for it. That's as easy as it is you just go to the lashpreneur.com/ditchyourphone. And that will be where you just put in your email, and we will email you the welcome letter and the details and kind of get you started on the challenge. We will be going live with the day-to-day, the 5-day challenge starting Monday, May 13th. If you are listening to this afterwards, you may get started as soon as you sign up. And again, it's sign up at thelashpreneur.com/ditchyourphone. And let's find more time for you to accomplish your goals and work towards those dreams. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy business building. Have a good one.